All right, Holden and Ramon, we are going to be talking about the late steam here in the NFL, the line moves, the odds. If we got any other news coming out, obviously big news from the NFL. George Pickens is out today. We're going to pivot to a couple of guys, including Jaylen Warren and Pat Freiermuth. But first, Brett McMurphy, Ramon, and he's Ramon. I'm Holden. We just got so much to do, so little time. Brett McMurphy is reporting that SMU is in over Alabama. We are watching the show right now. Want to get some initial thoughts from you. Let's just say we don't know who's in. Who do you think deserves in?
Well, I'm an SEC honk from way back, but I'm not going to fault what SMU did last night. I mean, that was a good comeback. I was on SMU, so I was expecting a little bit more in that deficit that they fell into, but it didn't affect the committee there necessarily, and that's the big decision that they came down to, and it was last on the reveal, actually, that they're actually just breaking right now, but yeah, we're seeing some of the news come out on X as well. So I'll roll with it. I like this SMU team. I love what that whole athletic program is doing, but I don't know, a tournament without Alabama doesn't seem to be quite right here. And, there were other questions as well. We'll see. They'll have to make changes in the future.
I think we'll be fine without Alabama. It's okay. There's a lot of other teams we can get behind. I mean, look at this field here. I mean, we still have Georgia. We still have Notre Dame, which we really haven't seen as much. We've still got Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Tennessee, and Texas. There's plenty of star power here, Ramon. I'm absolutely fine. And again, we haven't heard the final call here that SMU is in, but again, we've been listening for a while now. And Brett McMurphy, one of the biggest I would say reporters in the college football space, is reporting that it's SMU. So,
and we'll see, Holden, if you want to take the argument of SEC versus ACC, which has certainly been going on for years now, right? Just let's see what happens when Clemson has to go in to Austin in that first round game. I mean, that feels like it feels like a one-sided game, actually.
SMU is in officially. SMU is in. So, Ramon, we got a pretty good game here too with SMU Penn State. I like this Indiana Notre Dame game too, because Indiana's just been garbage for so long, and Notre Dame not too far apart, Bloomington and South Bend.
Yeah, couldn't have gone any better. I mean, you got to wonder if there was there could have been one little shift in there that maybe the committee did throw in their own little signature on setting up that matchup. But I'm okay with this whole bracket here, except maybe the fact, look, if they do away next year with the buys or whenever it comes up again, I mean, that'll be the big question. But again, look, hats off to Boise here, but look at Boise against every team in that field and tell me what the line is going to be.
It's going to be the other team favored, correct?
Exactly. It's a generalization, but you get my drift.
Yeah, I do. So again, I'm really excited about the college football playoff. That's when I get a chance to start focusing in on college football, just because we're NFL and we are doing so much NFL here. But if you want to catch the boys' thoughts on the college football playoffs, plus live betting the NFL slate, all you got to do is sign up. You can get a free week or sign up for a month. 1 month here at nukethehouse.com, $59.99, or you can get one free week. Nuke the Holidays is the code, not Nuke the House, Nuke the Holidays. So go to nukethehouse.com, sign up for any plan. We won't charge you at the end of the 7 days unless you want to be charged. You'll get our pre-flop plays. You'll get our college football bowl plays. You will get NBA plays, NHL plays, everything. They had the fights last night as well. So nukethehouse.com, right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, subscribe, Nuke the Holidays. That's the code. And again, congratulations to SMU. I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of work on our YouTube channel while we're breaking this thing down. So I have to multitask here, Ramon, but let's get into today's slate. And I want to start a little bit down the board here. George Pickens is out. Steelers hosting the Browns. This, again, we're going to be a little bit more on Freiermuth, maybe Jaylen Warren. I think Najee Harris, his rushing prop and receiving prop should probably go up as well, although I already saw it at 80. Browns Steelers. So, and listen, a wide receiver should not be moving this line very much, and I'm not seeing much line movement at all. So Steelers -6 at home, 43 is the total. Break it down, Ramon.
Yeah, because if anything, I mean, I think the Browns have a pretty good rushing defense, and so those receivers are going to be more important for the Steelers here in this game. So I have questions regarding the Steelers and this big line and no line move. When we're look, Pickens has emerged as one of the top receivers actually in the game right now. So it's a big absence here, and I think worthy of the attention I've already given to Cleveland coming into this game. Uh, I, Funny, right? We're seeing some offense out of the NFC, out of the AFC North that we usually don't get. And if you listen to the talking heads, this one's supposed to go through the roof with this news notwithstanding. So I think we could get still a shootout here and maybe see, we know what we're getting still with Jameis and all that. No problem, right? We're going to go down firing with Jameis. So just give me a wild one here, Holden, that ends up being decided probably by a field goal down the stretch. We get this one into the high 40s here. So Cleveland and over here probably for me. But no, I think Cleveland now looks like a solid play, especially with this breaking news.
Okay, let's keep going. We've got Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets, an abject disaster. They keep taking the sharp money every single week, and they keep making the sharps lose more money. So we got a 45.5 total here, and the Dolphins minus 6.5. It's a rivalry game. I don't know if that factors into it for you, but what are we seeing with the Jets and the Dolphins leading up to lock?
Gosh, could this be us for us sharps the week here? It feels like, right? Come on, the Dolphins are going to get a victory by one score here, Holden. I don't know. My chat was against me here. It felt like today. I want to try the Jets. So look, if Rodgers going to stick it out in here, no sauce, get all that. But this line looks too high for a Dolphins team that I'm not sure is going to be covering any spreads here necessarily. And I think this one probably heads over in this matchup. You talk about this move from maybe 44.5 up to 45.5 here right now. I know tickets are heavy, about 4 of every 5 on the over, but I think the Jets hang in there. I don't think either of these teams are very good. I think we know they're not very good. The question is, are the Dolphins any good? And I don't know if they are either. So, yeah, division game. I just prefer to take the points. I think these two will trade points today.
Okay, our next game to break down, Falcons at the Vikings, Kirk Cousins Bowl. Falcons really not getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but last week, Chargers couldn't run it, so Herbert was one-dimensional, and that was frustrating for the Chargers. Well, this week, they are going on the road to Minnesota. Bijan Robinson has been spectacular this year, and I think he continues to have a good day today. That being said, we got lines all over the place here. I got Vikings minus 5.5 at MGM, minus 6 at DraftKings, minus 6.5 at FanDuel. So you can shop around and get a point difference depending on which side you want to back. 46.5 the total, Ramon.
Yeah, that's pretty high total, but why wouldn't we see more offense here from what you described there? And look, the Falcons are in their own little playoff hunt. It's not a situation where you have a very good team against a mediocre team. The Falcons are decent and they're involved in a hot playoff chase, so that's going to always heighten their awareness to be on their toes here in this game. I think they can match here with the Vikings. The pressure's on both teams, certainly, but maybe more so on the Falcons here. Look, if Cousins is toast, that's fine, but they're not going to, dump him here just yet with so much on the line. And he is the type that you want kind of in that back to the wall situation. So just too many points for me. And I think you see that total 46.5 starting to get juiced up here also to the over right now. I mean, why wouldn't this one go through the roof? It feels like to be today and get into the 50s here with the Falcons being able to hang in there.
All right, hit the like button if you like what we're seeing. Again, SMU gets in over Bama in the college football playoff. If you missed any of that talk, we did it at the beginning. And if you got any comments here, you want to talk about the college football playoff, you got questions about the NFL slate, bets for the NFL slate, questions for Ramon, go for it. Deep existential questions, too. I'm looking forward to that. We got the Giants hosting the Saints. Saints outdoors, not feeling great about the Saints today, who are laying 5.5 on the road. Drew Lock is under center for the Giants. 41, a paltry total, 40.5 to 41, Ramon. And this thing has kind of gone a little bit the way of the Saints. It was minus 4.5, now 5.5. And again, just about industry wide, 41 total, 5.5 spread. Ramon?
Well, other than unlocking the secrets to the universe, we'll talk about the Saints and the Giants.
Let's do it.
Yeah, look, if anything, I got a home dog here. These teams are toast here at this point, so I'm not part of this. Drew Lock is the answer here for this team. I'm just glad that the Giants have decided to stick it out. I mean, the Saints are the ones who fired their coach here, so yeah, maybe they've looked a little bit better, but this looks like the game for round up the troops a little bit. Let's get a win here at home for the Giants against a mediocre opponent. I think this one is one that we did see substantial steam from this week with that favored Saints unit, and I'm not sure it's going to ever be worth it on the road right now. Again, Kamara notwithstanding, missing those stars. Look, I said Valdez-Scantling. We talked about him before, and I said, hey, if you had to go with one guy here who maybe could get just some plays, he's done a great job, but you aren't going to take him probably on your team if you've got those other guys in the lineup. So this is a bad game. Give me the points at home, and probably shouldn't talk about that much about it. But low scoring game here, Holden. This one's in, maybe the winner gets to the 20s.
Yeah, I like Valdez-Scantling more at home than I do on the road. So I think that's going to be interesting to see his performance today. But I'm with you, man. This is a gross game. Why bother? And we'll move on. Huh? Yeah. Next one, Jags-Titans. So this line really moved since last Sunday on the open. It was 4, right? And then it comes down all the way to 3. So a full point move over the week at DraftKings. I think there's some other books. 4.5 down to 3. So a full 1.5. And we sit at Titans -3 at home. Jaguars, what do we got? A 40.5 total. Will Levis and Mac Jones, just what we were waiting for.
Yeah, won't give you too much on this one, right? Other than the fact that I like some ugly dogs. I think there's a spot to try Jacksonville here. As nice as they've been, the Titans defensively, we know that here. I don't think they necessarily, there's not a rivalry here necessarily, even though these two have had some kind of semi-infamous meetings here, maybe over the last several years, and say, we're good, and now they're not. So I'd rather just take the points here. Actually, could see, I'm hoping Mac Jones can kind of get something going. He's landed in the right spot with Jacksonville right now, and he knows there's nobody. It's not like Trevor's coming back or anything. So I think he will feel comfortable here. And I think Levis, I was a Levis backer when nobody was, and now that he's played a couple of okay games here, no. I'm just going to think this one in a coin flip. I'm taking the points.
Okay, I like that. So we've got our next one. Raiders at the Bucks. Oof. The Buccaneers offense has a chance to explode. Obviously different without Godwin. They have gone to Bucky Irving, Rashad White a little more out of the passing game. I'm hoping that Cade Otton gets back on track today. We're backing him once again. And these are two of the worst teams against the tight end. So Brock Bowers could be very, very busy, Ramon. The line at DraftKings, we've got 7. And when this thing came out, it was 7. Dipped down to 6.5 just a little bit, but it's really stayed pretty consistent, 6.5, 7. The total 46.5, FanDuel 47 at DraftKings. And again, this thing's gone between 46 and 47, depending on what you're talking about. Is there any money coming in here, any sharp money on either side or the total?
Yeah, right now what we're seeing here, in my opinion, is just the slightest of moves here to the Raiders. I think when you look at what they've done here with the change in offensive coordinator, O'Connell's obviously the better option here. And you look what Bowers is doing right now. This is a historic season that he's having. And not only that, they're getting other great play in the passing game as well from Jacoby, right? So from Myers. So the Raiders have done great to kind of turn this offense around in a very short time, even without the semblance of a strong running game. So you hear experts this week, this one's supposed to be way out of control. Everyone's talking over. I don't know if I disagree with them. I think the Raiders can trade here. And look, the Bucks are getting healthier too. I get all that. And, we think of Raiders because of, Coach Pierce being so defensive oriented, but the fact they've got the offense together is going to change the way the Raiders are going about it here right now, especially a team that doesn't have anything to play for. So I think this one is a shootout today, and I think it gives the Raiders a big chance because you mentioned Kate Otten, the fabric of our lives here. But Brock Bowers, man, this is unbelievable what he's doing right now. It's obviously not a fluke because basically done it with no quarterbacking play at all. So what he's doing has just been awesome. So, give me an over, give me a high-scoring game, and I'm willing to take more points, more ugly points here.
All right. Hey, feel free to drop a comment in there if you want to talk college football. As we learn that SMU is in over Bama. We're breaking down the whole Sunday slate here. He is Ramon Scott Media over here. And we got the morning steam and then me, Holden. So nukethehouse.com, 1 week free subscription, nuke the holidays. Please tell me, I mean, you're in, right? Like we see you sometimes in there. So we got you taken care
of. No, I'm hanging in the chat all the time on there. And I keep promising you I'll come on and
never do.
We will. But
what are you doing tonight? What are you doing tonight?
I'm probably doing some show, but as great as Holden, Fox is our star. Come on.
Yeah, Fox is our star. There you go. I mean, NBA, he's on fire right now. He just threw some NFL plays, some college football stuff he's going to be doing for us as well. What up, Foxy? 8:10 Eastern tonight, Sunday Night Football. Huh? We got to get to the 4 o'clock games. We got one more 1 o'clock game, but could be a fun one this evening with the Chargers and the Chiefs. 8:10 Eastern. We're going to live bet that and beat the hell out of it and win some money. Panthers, Eagles. Oh my God. This could be nasty today. And we are heavily invested in one player. We are heavily invested in one team. So if you look at, it's funny because the look ahead line in June was 7.5. So we've gone from 12.5 to 13 to 13.5 to 14 over at DraftKings. We're sitting at 13.5. It moved from 12.5 to 14 to 13.5. Our total has stayed pretty steady, 44.5, 45. It has moved down a couple bucks from 45.5 to 45. But this is expected to be a blowout. I think there was a $3 million bet on the Panthers money line, which is on the Eagles money line. On the Eagles money line, completely asinine. Who knows what's going to happen in the NFL? What do we got here? Panthers, Eagles, little money coming in on the Panthers or no?
Well, obviously they're willing to that was Derek Stevens said that was his biggest bet that he's ever taken at the Circa Properties. Pays about $425,000. Could be there was some speculation that it could have been one of the Survivor players possibly hedging in the game there, but no confirmation of that at this point. So look, if people are still betting these Eagles here, I don't blame them. Of course, you're always looking for some spot, I guess, but aren't we as sharp supposed to take note of the Panthers' recent success here and the improved play of Bryce Young in an obvious, look past spot is what it looks like to me. So again, I want more ugly dogs. They may beat them 35-13, Holden, they should. But again, these are the spots that we see so frequently in the NFL and give Carolina, credit for at least staying the course anyway and staying with their man here a little bit. And whether or not it's just a fluky couple of weeks, let's hope not. There's definitely been reason for optimism with Bryce Young playing the best that he has in his whole career right now at this very moment, and with a Panthers team that's playing their best football at this very moment. So I'm going to have to give him a chance to hang in within 2 touchdowns today. As long as they bring in a little bit of defense here, this one could actually end up being an ugly game. And maybe the Eagles have trouble covering because they just don't put up enough points in the contest. Panthers will try to execute ball control with Hubbard. I'm sure that's the way to go to help their man get a little bit more free here in this one. So Panthers do any kind of job defensively in this one, they're in the game all the way.
So just so everybody knows, we're just talking about Foxy, our NBA guy over here, one of our NBA guys. He just placed 3 bets in this Carolina-Philadelphia game, and then Keg placed 3 bets this morning, 1 from the Jets, Dolphins, and 2 from the Steelers and the Browns. If you want those picks and more, because our 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock live betting shows are behind the paywall, you've got to be a member. Make sure you check out Nuke the House, $59.99 for the month. And then we're giving you a free week. If you want to dip your toes in the water, Nuke the Holidays is the code. So go to nukethehouse.com, subscribe button, upper right-hand corner, pick a package. We won't charge you unless you want to be charged at the end of the week. Type in the code Nuke the Holidays, one word, Nuke the Holidays, and you're in, and you can get our stuff for today and for the next week. 4:00 games. I'm actually really looking forward to the 4:00 slate. I mean, we don't have any teams. Well, we got a battle in the NFC West, a huge battle here. And the Cardinals are 3-point favorites at home, 45.5 total. Plus, we got the Bills, Rams after that. Bills fans, the Mafia is taking over LA, and then the Bears at the Niners. We'll start in Arizona, where, again, the Seahawks 3-point dogs on the road. These two teams just played a couple weeks ago in Seattle. Seattle got the win there, 45.5 total. Is there much action on this game heading into Sunday?
Yeah, and there were 2 field goals and a defensive touchdown. That game was like 17-7, maybe one of the worst games of the season, but it was important at the time. Right now, I've got the Seahawks here playing some of the hottest defense in the league here, actually, out of the bye, with a coach that's maybe known for this type of situation where the defense just gets better after the adjustments. And all of a sudden now I've got the Seattle team with a better record on the road with the legitimate defense. Cardinals don't have that type of defense, as much as I even said, gave them credit for some improvement on defense here. But if I don't take the Seattle Seahawks right now, when am I going to take the Seattle Seahawks? If Arizona proves us wrong, and for once here, right, a team that even when they've had a little bit of contention lately, they fade down the stretch. No, this week it has to be the Seahawks for me, or this is it for the Cardinals. They'll be in this one. We know the race is out of control right now. Even the Niners are still going to be in it. We're going to talk about them, but yeah, I have to think the Seahawks here have the real defense and the real defensive situation to carry this game and possibly win this one tonight.
Okay, very good. We only got a couple games left to get to. We will talk about the Sunday night game if we got time. We're about 7 minutes away from the top of the hour.
My Chargers.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll get to your Chargers then. We got to get going. What up, Maddie? Maddie, I just sent you a short to get out there. I was doing the SMU Bama thing, so SMU is in. Bills and the Rams. The Mafia expected to take over LA today. Maybe a home game for the Bills on the other side of the world. 49.5 total. Bills minus 3.5. So that hook's a little bit scary, but you know what? This thing got bet down a full point from earlier in the week where it was 4.5. So 3.5 around the industry, Ramon. 49.5, 50 the total. Big total. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I want to play contrarian on that is what I think I want to do. Look, everything's great. Everything's great in Bills land. We'd like them, if you're obviously try to get this home field, but the Rams definitely built up some momentum here, and the offense is healthy right now. Look at how well, of course, Nakua and Kupp have been, right? And now it's the emergence of Robinson that gives them that extra fork, if you will, to eat with. Man, Robinson's been awesome too. So this Bills defense needs a little bit of a break. They've really been through the ringer a little bit, as great as they've been. So look, they better come with it today. I'm going to end up going under in this game just because I think it's a monster total between two pretty good teams. I think the Rams are coming back defensively too a little bit. Too bad they just don't have their health there on that side. Otherwise, they might be leading this division, right? And their health on offense throughout the season, we know, hampered them as well. But these guys are pretty much as healthy as they've been right now. And if they can, now Rams look to control that ball too. It's going to be tough because the Bills' run defense is so good. But if they can get off a little bit with Kyron, also keep that ball in their possession, they're going to have a chance to win this game. I'd say keep it low, actually, for the Rams to win it, even though we know they're pretty explosive. Both teams are obviously explosive here. So low-scoring game. Rams are in this one. Yeah, game of the day, maybe.
If you're watching on X right now, come on over to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. We would love for you to subscribe. Click that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when we're on. Again, subscribers get the 1 and 4 o'clock live betting slates. That's it, though. We ain't free there. Tonight, Sunday Night Football, which we'll get to in a second. We are free, 8:10 Eastern. Hit the like button for this show, too. Ramon, last 4 o'clock game, Bears at the Niners. I'm interested to see how Purdy's shoulder is. I do like Jawan Jennings tonight if he's looking, if Purdy looks good. So maybe we can get on the over in that one. The line here is 3, Niners -3. If you want to back the Bears, you get 3.5 at FanDuel, 43.5 total. Some places 44. Ramon, Bears can hang in this, right?
Oh, for sure. But in fact, they look like the sharp side in a way. So it might maybe actually make me actually want to kind of consider a Niners team that still may be overlooked. They're 5-7. They're still alive in this thing. There's no doubt about it. They need this one. Garindo gives them a great option. Remember, we saw Garindo, McCaffrey was out. Mason, I think, had gotten dinged up or something, and here came Garindo, and everybody's like, who's a Garindo? And now all of a sudden he's the hottest guy in fantasy football coming in. So, look, the Niners may end up having to try to, open this one up a little bit in order to get this win, is what it feels like to me. The public side, could it be the Bears in this game? We all like what Williams is doing. That's fine. And he's got his receivers in there, it looks like, today. So I think Allen was in there, right? So we may end up in some points here in this game, actually. And yes, I think the sharp side could be the Bears. In fact, the handicappers seem to overwhelmingly favor the Bears. So maybe I'll just stick with the total going over in this one. And if I end up a little bit taking the Niners as a contrarian team with Purdy in the lineup and Garindo, maybe I'll be the lone guy. Maybe I'll be that guy today, and I'll just hand my money over if the Bears.
Oh, we're on Garindo. Me and a couple guys are on Garindo, so don't worry about that. You're not alone, pal.
Well, in general, though, taking the Niners, if they're a contrarian favorite, I'm probably going to be on the Niners.
All right, pal. Last one. Sunday Night Football. We got the Chargers visiting the Chiefs. This is not over in the West. It's going to be tough for the Chargers to catch the Chiefs, but it's not over yet. Chiefs laying 4 at home. We know they don't cover well. So, let's go.
They don't cover. You didn't need to say well. They don't cover.
They don't cover, period. Chiefs -4. Do you think some public money comes in on the Chiefs? Or does this line move farther, maybe to 4.5, or if you want to back the Chargers, do it now or live when we are broadcasting 8:10 Eastern to get a better number?
It feels like the sharps are going to be trying to take the Chargers, right? So anytime, once you start dealing with, 4 looks great too, right? So, there's still even a little bit of juice here I'm starting to see on the Chiefs. So can the public money outweigh them here today? Because anytime even if you get 4.5, so they're going to keep buying that one back. So I don't know if it'll reach that point. I think the sharps would be preferred to come in here on a Chargers team. Yeah, it sucks that McConkey's not in there. I mean, he's my guy. And that is, these guys have no receivers outside of that. It feels like glad Disley's done so well. And, that's what Herbert needs. As long as he's got a tight end, it really makes things solid. And the Charger run game without Dobbins in there, I mean, they'll have to go with Edwards here. I tried to sell you with Vidal. That was a no-go, so I'm not going to go back to that.
A lot of people are on Vidal. We also don't know if Vlad McConkey's out yet. He's going
to it's looking better than it did, right? Just a day or two ago. So, we might have to wait and see on that. I don't think I have that luxury here, Holden, because you've only given me 30 seconds. I'll take the Chargers plus the points in this one. And look, they can they're going to end up having to trade points with the Chiefs, even though the Chargers would certainly preferably to get into the Chiefs game, which is usually that low grinded out game. But you're never going to count out Herbert, and he may end up having to try to gunsling it here a little bit. I think while we know the Chiefs aren't covering any numbers, and maybe that's what puts me more on the Chargers, I'm not homering this one. I still got Herbert in my back pocket to get a backdoor.
I heard the little barb there, and I enjoyed it. Thank you, Ramon. Ramon, where do they catch your stuff, pal?
I did the morning steam this morning I just kept talking like this for 2.5 hours. NFL, college, all that. So join me every day, 7 days a week, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on Sports Money Network on YouTube. I left a 40,000 subscriber channel to come over to a channel that had 300 subscribers last night. Holden, we passed 1,000. Felt pretty good about it.
Let's go. We're up to 2103 over here. If you want to subscribe to our channel, do it. Sign up for a free week, nukethehouse.com. Make sure you type in the code Nuke the Holidays. Ramon, I always appreciate you hopping on with me. I'm a big fan of yours. Go check Ramon's stuff out. We got the 1 and 4 o'clock slates behind the paywall. We got the Sunday Night Football for free at 8:10. Let's go nuke the house.